This boat weighs a ton. This place is always different every time I leave here. It's always different. Before I know it, I'm going to be walking on this. Hopefully within 5-6 weeks, I'll be walking across this lake, which I enjoy much more than canoeing. I just like getting there. Here she is, glorious as ever, standing like a champ. There's the pile of wood. I'm definitely going to dip into that tonight. We are at 10 degrees Celsius, maybe 11.5. It's about 52 degrees Fahrenheit. Holy smokes. I forgot I put the bricks. I have bricks in the bottom. Those bricks make it so much heavier, that's for sure. It had to add 15-20 pounds. And then I got a bunch of old ash in there as well. So it definitely made for a heavy stove coming out, that's for sure. And when it's a 1/4 inch thick, it's the thickest stove you'll ever find. I'm telling you, it's as thick as it gets for a stove. And it's 150 pounds. So it's very heavy, very. I probably made it about 170 pounds. It is not easy putting this on. Oh baby, significantly lighter. This stove is a great stove for being right here. And it's like a barbecue. Honestly, it is. It behaves like a barbecue. There's a lot of ash in there, man. I should probably clear it out before I try to carry this thing over. This stove is similar in weight. Not quite as heavy. Okay. I'm actually gonna make a fire right here. I'm gonna have 3 fires on the go. I'm gonna let that one go out over at the main tent stove. That thing is smoking really nicely now, and it's almost like the smoke has, or the paint has smoked off. So I'll let that just go out, and then tomorrow I'll bring it in. It's gonna be hot for hours because it's going really hard right now, and that stove is so thick it'll take a long time for it to cool down. So I'm gonna cook my food out here tonight. The bears are like crazy right now. You know, I look around, there's no berries, and I don't think there's very much for fish in that lake either, so there's no real reason for a bear to be around here. But if a bear is just kind of like passing through, and he smells food cooking in the tent, you probably want to check it out. So I'm going to cook everything outside, so if he does, you know, pass by, at least the scent won't be coming from within the tent. And that's just the wise thing to do, right? You don't cook in your tent during bear season. And right now it's like the height of their activity as they're fattening up. It appears to be anyway. So this one's going to go in and will keep me warm tonight. This one's going to cook my supper. And the other stove, I'm just going to let it go out. Okay, here we go. It's not nearly as heavy as the other stove. The other stove is way heavier. It's a good workout. I gotta find the spot here. So I got to use the old flue chimney from this stove inside. I didn't want to, but there's a reason I have to. It's the only one that fits. This is supposed to be 6 inches and to fit a 6-inch pipe, but it just does not. So that means I got to put my my damper in there. The pin goes through the damper. This thing is cast iron, and so I have to line up this little divot, or whatever you want to call it here, with the hole. Am I in there? Okay. Yeah, I got him. Okay. So it might be hard to see in there, but I did catch the hole. That damper's a bit too big, but it'll do. This should go in. Come on, baby. Yes. Okay. Bit of a balancing act here. I got some birch here. It's been drying for months. I'm going to start this fire the same way I did in the first stove. It's quite the night. I'm just going to grab scraps all around this place and throw it on. These Instaflame fire starters are just the best. I love them. And that's how I'm going to do it. And I like to just put all the wood around it and then pile on top. There we go. Not using any of my winter supply of wood. And there's something else I can do that will really make this go up. Just grabbing everything I find. I love fall fires for this reason. Can't beat it. Oh yeah, she went up good. beautiful. Oh yeah. I know that was hard to see, but there were probably about 300 geese there. I guesstimated. That just flew over. Pretty amazing. They were way up there. I mean, they were really, really, really high. So migration season, they're heading south. Now this was frozen. I didn't think it was going to stay frozen on the trek over here, but it did. So I'm cooking this pork from frozen. Oh man, I think it's going to be good. Those fries are coming along like nuts. It looks good, and it is hot. Oh my gosh. Oh. Yes. Oh man. Wow. Mm. Mm. The fat on that is to die for. Wow. Mm. This is very good. Way better than I thought it was going to be. I thought this meat was going to be tough, but that, oh my, that just pulled apart. Mm. It's got the, like the fire flavor. Oh. Yes. So that should be enough wood to get me through the night. I'm not gonna have a really hot stove. I'm gonna crank that thing down. I'm gonna turn it down throughout the night and just have it kind of simmering there. I don't wanna wake up in the middle of the night and have it blasting and just make it really uncomfortable. So yeah, that's it for today. I'm going to sleep. I'll see you guys in the morning. Now, I'm noticing this morning that a bit of rust has come through the paint. So I'm going to put another coat on. But what I'm going to do first is like warm up the stove just a little bit. I'm going to have a small fire, like really small, warm up the stove, get it so that way there's some heat in this, open up the pores a bit. Then I'll paint it again. Then what I'll do is I'll let it sit for a while and let the heat go out of the stove and let the paint set. And then once the paint's dry, I'll cook the stove again. And then I'll put it back in later today, back into the tent. My main concern is the top and the sides and the back. That's where it's really going to develop the rust, because through the chimney hole in the tent there's a little bit of separation between the canvas material or the fireproof material and the actual pipe, so rain will get down in there, and so will melt from snow. This paintbrush is in rough shape. Real rough shape. Now the rag's the way to go. 100%. Seems to be doing a really good job. Amazing. Wow. There we go. Perfect. Salt beef. That's what I'm having tonight. Salt beef, potatoes, duck, and some onion. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to boil this for about 2 or 3 hours. Then I'm going to put the potatoes in it so the potatoes get all the flavor of the salt. And then I'm going to use the water from the salt beef and the potatoes for gravy. I'm going to fry the duck in butter and oil with the onions. Everything's going to get gravy. There we go. So now what I just need to do is just keep topping up the water a little bit. And this has got to boil for a long time, but in the end it's going to be tender and it's going to create all kinds of delicious flavor. So yes, salt beef. I know salt pork is something that was used historically by settlers and all kinds of people before refrigeration, and salt beef the same. You would be able to keep salt beef, like if you just cover it in salt and in a brine, and make sure it gets all infused with the salt, it would keep for long periods of time before refrigeration. And in the end, people decided it was delicious, and I do. I'm going to eat it. So I've had the stove going now for about, I don't know, an hour and a half, 2 hours, pretty hot. And that paint, it looks good. Even though I had to like smear it on with a cloth, it's good enough for me, man. I love that this stove is really rugged looking. And yeah, it's unique. There's nothing like it. So I'm just letting this fire go out. I'm gonna let it cool down, and then I'll bring it into the tent this evening. This is a new net for the tent. I will put my hat, mitts, neck warmer, all that sort of stuff in. I'm gonna put it up above the stove. I have to put it in a place where it's not gonna get singed by the pipe, the chimney. It looks like a fish net. Jerry Dyson made it for me. He's a thoughtful man. There. Excellent. There we go. Camping is a dirty sport, I tell ya. Back, just like that. Here goes. Salt beef first. Oh, I boiled that for the perfect amount of time. Mmm. Salty, but not too salty. Wow. Mmm. Mmm. Now, if I was doing this the proper, they call it a Jig's dinner in Newfoundland and Labrador. If I was doing it the proper Jig's dinner way, I'd have turnip, cabbage, I'd have peas pudding. It would just be like a huge spread. Turnip is one of my favorite things. This stove was an absolute dream last night. Best experience I've ever had with the stove at a tent. It cooks so slowly. Just close it down, put it right there, and it just was the perfect temperature in here all night. That barrel stove gets way too hot. It's way harder to control. I think in the end, clicking on the video is the biggest thing you can do for a YouTuber. I know people say hit the like button, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that stuff, and that's all great. But I think in the end, people clicking on your video and watching it is like the best thing that can happen for a YouTuber. So if you want to support this channel, that's probably the best way to do it. If you see one of my videos come up, and you're like, you know what, I like that guy, I don't know if I want to watch this video, but I want to support him, you just click on it, put in a good, 6 minutes, maybe 8, and then, yeah, and then you've helped out the channel. That's the best way. Anyway, I got to get going. Thanks so much for watching.
I'll be back really soon.